All right, and we're back. I actually have, it sounds like a lawnmower running out back. We have some noise coming from everywhere. There's laundry machines going. Hopefully it doesn't affect it too much. That's why we invest in the audio equipment before anything else on these YouTube channels. So there's that. Let's go ahead and hop into EIP 27 and the ERGO soft fork. I'm trying to get more information as far as exact dates for the voting and so on. But this is going to be important for everybody that's mining ERGO. One of the big things that we should note about ERGO that's a positive is that the voting process goes through the miners. And this is something that sets Bitcoin apart from Ethereum, for example, is that you can't have these consensus mechanism changes without the approval of the miners. And that is a big positive to any project, in my humble opinion. That should also be the same in proof of stake projects, where the validators essentially are the ones that place the vote. If that's not the case for the currency that you're participating in, just keep a special extra eye on that particular project. So what we have here is from GetBlok. GetBlok is actually implementing something very interesting where they're allowing individuals to have a say in this particular vote. How it traditionally functions is that mining pools actually end up casting their votes, and the individual miners don't really have a say. This is how it's been functioning, in Bitcoin, as well as pretty much any other project that bases their changes off of voting for miners. And this can be a little bit of a problem, especially with smaller coins, because essentially you have all this concentrated hash power on a couple pools, and then they essentially get the say at the end of the day. GetBlok's a little bit smaller, but what they've done here is super interesting. So the upcoming ERGO soft fork EIP 27, all mining pools are in favor. Okay, so GetBlok remains neutral. If you wish to have a say, then move your hash rate to ergo.getblok.io and you will start getting essentially voting tokens. Let's go ahead and go over this process so that you guys understand it. Here's their little, I guess, slideshow for you guys. And here's how it works. You have the miner. Bob mines on ergo.getblok.io. Smart pool, and then in return Bob receives the standard ERG rewards that he's going to get for mining in general, plus he will get a governance token. So at that point it'll be a token that's called GBGT. Those rewards are sent to Bob's wallet. He'll get one of each, and basically the weight is going to be, from what I can tell, equal to the amount of ERG you've mined, therefore representing the amount of hash power you have on GetBlok. Bob sends all the GBGT tokens to voting contract addresses, and I'll be working on getting all that information for you guys up as well. Make sure you follow GetBlok, but essentially you'll be able to vote yes or no, and you'll send it to the proper address. It will require a 0.001 ERG to submit the vote, and then once the votes are sent and they're stored in a recording box until the ERGO soft fork voting commences. And then at that point, GetBlok will configure pool to support miners' decision based on 51% majority rules. So it will still be essentially GetBlok submitting the vote, but it will be based on the amount of tokens that are in either the yes or the no category going to the majority. Now, if we took a look at mining pool stats for GetBlok or for ERGO in general, though, GetBlok doesn't have a ton of the hash power. What you end up having right here is they only have 129 gigahash a second. All of these other pools with this like 6.33 terahash a second on Nano Pool and 3.23 terahash a second on Hero miners, and of course the 666 pool at 2.33. Pretty much all of these, as far as I understand, even though it's not fully confirmed yet because the vote hasn't fully been submitted yet, are in favor, at least according to getblok.io. So if we actually wanted to change the vote, and I say we, I mean miners, individual miners, unfortunately that would mean that you would need to move all of your hash power to GetBlok. Now, what I will say is regardless of how you vote on it, yes or no, having a pool actually put this power into the hands of the individual miners means that I think we should try to support GetBlok here no matter what. And I am not paid by them. I would never actually take endorsement for a mining pool or anything like that, just to be clear. But when I see basically any entity that starts trying to give more and more control back to the individual, especially within cryptocurrency, I appreciate it a lot. I think that it is paramount that that is the focus of cryptocurrency, and I really appreciate what they're doing here. So if I'm going to mine ERGO, for example, I'm going to go to GetBlok. That's what I'm personally going to do. It's a principled thing. It's not a because they make more money than another pool thing. That's just the way I see it. I'd like to hear your thoughts, of course, at the end of the show, because I think it's really interesting. So good job on that work. That work must have taken quite some time. Of course, they were having to spin up contracts, figure out how the process would work, and go from there. So I'm actually curious how this ends up functioning in the long run. It doesn't look like it's going to have much of an effect on the network, if we're really being honest, about 6.3 terahash on Nanopool. I highly doubt it's going to have an effect on the vote necessarily. But what I'm more interested in is, of course, does this work, right, for voting? How does it work? Does it function properly? And kind of all of those things. So we'll have to see how it shakes out in the end. But overall, kudos for at least probably the most innovative thing from mining pool in general surrounding, voting on changes to a blockchain, because this is pretty neat. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Morning Show every Monday through Friday, 7:45 a.m. Pacific and 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. You can check out more clips here, or if you're interested in checking out the entire live show, you can check that out down here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.